Hello, everyone, and welcome to this new episode of Ways to Taste. In this episode, I'll be showing you how to use up your ripe and brown bananas. As you can see, mine are in pretty bad shape and they were almost about to be thrown out. So, I'll show you how to transform your bananas into a delicious. This can be either banana muffins or banana bread. Today I'll be making a banana bread, but you can make them into muffins. And yeah, you can use your bananas can be in any kind of shape, but ideally they should be very ripe. So let's get started. So the ingredients for this recipe are first obviously your bananas. I'm using 2, but you can use as much as you want. Then we need 2 eggs. For 2 bananas, I'm using 2 eggs. But if you have 3 bananas, you use 3. And if you just have 1 banana, you will just use 1 egg. I have 5 tablespoons of melted butter, some flour. The amount of flour that we're going to use depends on the amount of bananas that you have and the consistency that you want for your banana bread. So we're not measuring flour. We have some Greek yogurt that we're not measuring as well. We have some oat milk. You can use any kind of milk. I like to use oat milk, but you can use any kind. We have some cinnamon, some vanilla extract. These are just for extra flavor. Then we have some baking soda, some salt, and finally, half a cup of brown sugar. First step to making our banana bread is to mash the bananas. If your bananas are very ripe, this will be a very easy step. But if they're not, you'll probably have to use a little bit more of strength. So I'm just going to cut them up like this into our bowl. I'm using a bowl, medium-sized bowl. But obviously, if you're using more bananas, you'll probably need a larger bowl. Once you have all of your bananas in the bowl, I'm using this tool that has little holes in it to mash our bananas. Once your banana looks like this, it is all mashed up in your bowl, it is time to add all of our wet ingredients. So first I'm adding the butter. This is not a very specific recipe. Once we have our butter and our eggs in the bowl, we are going to add our Greek yogurt. So I'm not measuring the Greek yogurt. I'm just putting in like half a cup for 2 bananas. If you're using 3 or more bananas, I'd say use 1 entire cup. And obviously if you're using 1 banana, use 1/3 or 1/4 of a cup. Then we are going to add our milk. I'm using oat milk. Again, I'm not measuring, but I'm only going to put about half a cup. And finally, our vanilla extract. Okay, so we have all of our liquid ingredients in the bowl, and it is time to mix with a whisk until it is all incorporated. Now that we have all of our liquid ingredients really well mixed into our bowl, it is time to start with our dry ingredients. I'll start with the cinnamon powder. This does not have any kind of measurement. You just add as much as you want. Some salt. I'll be using 1 teaspoon of salt. And now our baking soda. Again, I'm just using 1 teaspoon. And finally, our flour. As I said, we don't have a set measurement for flour. You just have to kind of go adding as much flour as you think your batter needs. For right now, I think I'm just gonna add about half a cup, and I'll mix and I'll see if it needs more. Perfect texture for banana bread. It should look like this. Let's see. We are going to add now our final ingredient, which is the sugar. I'm using half a cup of brown sugar. You could also add coconut sugar or just regular white sugar, monk fruit, any kind of sweetener that you prefer. Okay, so our batter is ready, and we are going to be pouring it into our baking tray. I'm using this kind of bread baking tray. You can use any kind, and as I said in the beginning, you can also make these into muffins or any kind of shape that you like. I previously greased these with butter, but you can use parchment paper or any kind of greasing product that you prefer. So we're just going to pour this in. Make sure you don't leave anything in the bowl, and we just shake it. Make sure that all of the air bubbles are out, and just like that, our banana bread is ready to be baked into the oven. My oven is preheated to 335 degrees Fahrenheit, so this will be baking for about 40 minutes. So let's put it into the oven. Our banana bread is now officially out of the oven. As you can see, it is golden brown on top and it has some crispy edges to it. So we're just gonna let it cool before we can serve it. So we have here now our finished banana bread. This is how it looks like. I hope you enjoyed this recipe and you will definitely try it out. And don't forget to check out all of our other recipes. Thank you for watching.